The shocking blow at the engagement party. When a family legacy is stolen before your eyes. What would you do when the happiest moment of your life, your engagement party, suddenly turns into a nightmare? When the person you trusted the most uses ruthless schemes to steal your family's legacy right in front of you. That's exactly what happened to Marcus on that fateful night. With just one sentence, Karen, the HOA president, admired and trusted by the neighbors, declared in front of hundreds of guests that she would take Marcus's precious family lake, no matter the years his family had guarded it. Her voice echoed like a cold command, freezing the entire room. Shocked whispers and wide eyes all focused on Marcus's reaction. Marcus felt like his chest was being crushed. That lake was more than property. It was a symbol of 3 generations of his family, filled with memories, love, and hard work. But Karen, with a calculating smile, didn't care. She had planned this for a long time, and this moment was just the first step to making it real. Can you imagine? A sinister plan wrapped in sweet words and deceit. And Marcus, caught in the middle of the storm, had to decide he stay silent or fight back. This is not just a story about land or a lake. It's about power, betrayal, and above all, relentless perseverance. Marcus chose to fight, even knowing his opponent was cunning and ready to do anything to win. Right now, don't you want to know how Marcus's battle unfolds? How far will Karen go to take what's not hers? And can justice prevail over such a ruthless scheme? Follow this gripping story, because it's a relentless clash between truth and lies, family love and greed without limits. After the shock of the engagement party, Marcus knew he couldn't stand idly by while Karen tried to rewrite history. He reached out to Gerald, his trusted lawyer, hoping for a breakthrough. Gerald wasn't just any attorney. He was a relentless fighter, known for uncovering hidden truths buried deep in paperwork and deception. Together, they started digging into the HOA records and legal documents that Karen had so brazenly manipulated. Gerald's discovery was explosive. Karen had deliberately misrepresented property boundaries, twisted municipal codes, and even forged signatures on official HOA documents. This was no small error. It was outright fraud and corruption. The extent of her schemes was breathtaking, and the stakes suddenly felt much higher. What can do better than just reacting? Gerald said, a determined glint in his eye. This isn't just a civil dispute. It's criminal. Forging documents, manipulating property rights, and abusing her elected position, we can expose everything. Together, they devised a strategy that would not only protect Marcus's property, but also expose Karen's corruption to the entire community. They prepared emergency restraining orders to keep Karen and her fiancé away, cease and desist letters to stop false advertising about the lake, and formal complaints to trigger an HOA investigation into election fraud. What made the plan even more satisfying was the perfect timing. Karen was scheduled to host a live stream investor presentation that very afternoon. Gerald's plan was simple yet brilliant: serve the legal papers publicly during the stream, turning her own platform against her. For the first time since the party, Marcus felt hope surge through him. This wasn't just defense. This was the beginning of a powerful offense. That afternoon, Marcus sat in front of his laptop, heart pounding as Karen started her live stream investor presentation for the Derrick's Lake Resort and Spa project. Behind her was a professional backdrop showcasing grand architectural renderings. Plans to transform Marcus's family lake into a commercial playground, jet ski rentals, a floating restaurant, even a luxurious wedding venue on the shore where Marcus's grandfather's bench once stood. Karen enthusiastically spoke about the investment opportunity, proudly announcing 5 premium investors from Dubai already interested. She even emphasized the preservation of mature landscaping and pristine water quality, as if Marcus and his family's stewardship never existed. But just minutes in, a firm knock echoed on Karen's office door. Sheriff Davidson appeared on screen, holding official court documents, freezing the room in suspense. "Karen Mitchell," he announced sternly, "I have urgent papers to serve you personally." The live stream abruptly paused as thousands of viewers watched Karen being served an emergency restraining order to stay 500 feet away from Marcus's property, a cease and desist order for false advertising related to the lake, and a formal complaint filed with the HOA about election fraud. Investor chat erupted into chaos, doubts, panic, and many dropping out immediately. The event turned into a public relations disaster for Karen, her name quickly becoming a viral joke with hashtags like #IKarenThelier and #FayFraudExposed trending widely. Meanwhile, Derrick, Karen's fiancé and accomplice, quietly gathered papers and left in a state of panic and fear, signaling the imminent collapse of their scheme. That night, Marcus received a text from a neighbor alerting him that Karen wasn't backing down. She kept posting defiant messages on social media, claiming she represented the community and was ready to fight to the very end. But beneath her words lay a web of lies and forgeries about to be exposed. At the same time, Marcus noticed the change in Derek's eyes. No longer united, he was quietly pulling back, trying to protect himself. As the sun began to set, casting long shadows across Marcus's property, Karen's ruthless final act unfolded. Derek appeared by the lake, wielding a sledgehammer, smashing the wooden bench that had stood for 50 years. A family heirloom, a symbol of peace and memories passed down through generations. Karen secretly filmed the scene, making sure to capture Marcus's reaction while hiding Derek's destructive actions. Their plan was clear: provoke Marcus into losing control, then paint him as the aggressor. Overwhelmed by rage and grief, Marcus burst outside, shouting for Derek to stop. Derek collapsed dramatically, crying for help and accusing Marcus of assault. Karen quickly called 911, continuing to film and narrate live to thousands of viewers, portraying Marcus as a violent threat. Neighbors gathered to witness Derek lying on the ground while Marcus stood nearby, fists clenched with pain and anger. Karen's livestream spread rapidly, thousands condemning Marcus as the crazy neighbor, while the bench, his family's sacred symbol, lay in shattered pieces at his feet. In that painful moment, Marcus realized he had walked right into the trap Karen had meticulously set. Not only had he lost the bench, the family legacy, but his entire legal battle might end over just one moment of justified fury. The aftermath of the bench destruction hit Marcus harder than he ever imagined. His phone wouldn't stop ringing, reporters desperately requesting interviews, neighbors divided between sympathy and suspicion, while Karen's social media channels flooded with videos and comments painting Marcus as a violent aggressor. 3 days after the incident, late at night, Marcus's phone buzzed from an unknown number. Hesitant at first, he finally answered. The voice on the other end was Derek's, slurred and panicked. Derek confessed everything: Karen had manipulated him, orchestrated the destruction of the bench, and provoked Marcus, all to play the victim. He revealed forged HOA documents, fake voter lists, and Karen's scheme to seize and develop the lake property for her personal gain. That voicemail was like a bombshell, Derek admitting he acted under Karen's orders, begging Marcus for immunity if he cooperated fully. Marcus replayed the message over and over, hope sparking as Karen's elaborate web of lies began to crumble from within. After Derek's drunken confession to Marcus's lawyer, the atmosphere in Marcus's home shifted completely. Derek's testimony exposed not only Karen's sinister plot but also a 3-year-long network of fraud and embezzlement. Marcus felt the first ray of hope after days of despair. He and his attorney, Gerald, quickly prepared the evidence to present in court, eager for the truth to be revealed. On trial day, Karen entered the courtroom with a fake confidence, clutching what she believed was her ace card, evidence to end Marcus's fight. Derek sat beside her, quiet and tense. When Marcus's lawyer played Derek's recorded confession, the courtroom fell silent. Derek's trembling, regretful voice recounted every detail, from sabotaging the koi pond to staging Marcus as the aggressor, all under Karen's direction. Karen tried to defend herself, claiming Derek was lying due to intoxication and personal grudges, but the mounting evidence, fake signatures, environmental reports confirming severe damage, testimonies from HOA board members, silenced all her arguments. Finally, the judge denied Karen's restraining order request against Marcus and dismissed her motion to throw out his lawsuit. Moreover, the case was referred to the district attorney for criminal investigation. The tension peaked as 2 federal agents entered the courtroom, handcuffing Karen before everyone's eyes. Under the glare of camera flashes and the stunned witnesses, Karen's years-long deceit crumbled. Derek, once her accomplice, chose to cooperate in exchange for leniency. Marcus stood there, feeling justice served at last, though knowing this was just the beginning of a long battle against corruption to protect his family's legacy. Environmental damage, emotional scars, and the drawn-out lawsuit still lay ahead, but for the first time, the scales of justice seemed to tip in his favor. After the dramatic trial, Marcus's life turned a new chapter, challenging but full of hope. The HOA board, previously manipulated by Karen, quickly convened an emergency meeting to address the crisis and elected new leadership. Marcus was the obvious candidate to replace Karen, gaining the community's trust after his relentless fight to safeguard his family's property and the environment. With the help of experts and environmental organizations, Marcus launched a project to restore the lake and its damaged ecosystem. Thanks to financial support from the community touched by his story and international koi associations, the restoration moved swiftly. New koi were released, trees replanted, and the ecosystem gradually revived, breathing new life into his beloved land. Marcus's story became more than a personal battle. It symbolized justice and environmental protection against selfish ambitions. He emerged as an inspiration, appearing on TV shows and in newspapers to share his arduous yet determined journey. While Karen faced a lengthy prison sentence and irreversible damage to her reputation, Marcus knew his mission was far from over. to prevent others like Karen from harming the community and nature. He stepped forward to advocate for family land protections, strengthen residents' rights within HOA governance, and raise awareness about preserving the environment we all depend on. After the dramatic trial, Marcus no longer felt the tension or anger that had consumed him for so long. Instead, he felt a deep sense of relief and newfound hope. Sitting by the lake, bathed in the golden glow of the sunset reflecting on the clear water, he gazed at the brand new bench. A perfect replica of the one his grandfather had lovingly crafted over a lifetime, gifted to him by a local woodworker. The little koi fish swam lively in the gradually healing water, symbolizing new life and a fresh chapter after enduring brutal trials. Marcus's story had become an inspiration to the entire community, not just because he had reclaimed justice, but because of his unwavering spirit in the face of betrayal and danger. Meanwhile, authorities continued their investigations into the corruption and environmental damage caused by Karen and Derek. The EPA swiftly moved to restore the ecosystem, while the HOA board conducted a thorough forensic audit, uncovering even more financial scandals that Karen had deliberately hidden for years. Though once an accomplice, Derek chose to cooperate fully with federal prosecutors, revealing the entire conspiracy to reduce his sentence. Karen, arrested right in the courtroom, now faced long prison terms for serious charges including fraud, corruption, and environmental destruction. Marcus thought of his grandfather and the wisdom that had guided him through life. A patient fisherman catches the biggest fish, but sometimes you have to protect your pond from thieves. He knew the victory was just the beginning. The fight to safeguard his family's legacy and uphold justice was far from over. But now, he had strength, a community, and the truth on his side. This victory was not just Marcus's. It belonged to everyone brave enough to stand against injustice, no matter how much pain and loss it demanded. Let Marcus's story be a powerful inspiration for all of us to never stop fighting for what we believe in, and to never let the darkness overshadow the light within our hearts. Don't forget to hit that like button right now to support the channel and help this video reach more people. Every like is a huge encouragement for me to keep sharing authentic and meaningful stories like this one. Please leave a comment below. Tell me which part of the story surprised you the most, or if there's anything you want me to explore deeper in upcoming videos. I truly appreciate every single opinion, and read every comment carefully. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you won't miss the next episodes of this intense journey. Stories like this are just getting started, and I want you to be the first to know when new updates arrive. Finally, don't hesitate to share this video with your friends, family, or anyone who loves real-life stories filled with emotion and justice. Together, we'll build a strong community where truth and fairness always shine.